This TV show is so underrated, like subestimado. And for me, it's a classic, but not a lot of people have watched it. So I want to talk about it today. Have you ever watched The Middle? I love this sitcom. Let's understand why it's such a good show and especially why it's so good to practice your English. Let's talk about it. Bem-vindos a esse episódio. Eu sei que vocês gostam de usar esse podcast para treinar o seu inglês, então aproveita que é um podcast criado por uma teacher para pessoas que gostam de inglês e querem treinar a compreensão, treinar o seu listening. A gente tem muitos outros episódios no Spotify, no YouTube. Com legenda você consegue ativar as legendas da transcrição, então, seja em português, seja em inglês, aproveita para ter algo na sua rotina que você pode baixar se você tiver pelo Spotify, se você tiver o YouTube Premium e ouvir aí na sua rotina, porque o importante é a gente sempre manter contato com o inglês. Se você gosta desse podcast, já manda para alguém que você sabe que vai gostar de treinar a escuta aqui comigo. E se você tiver ideias para próximos episódios, manda nos comentários, me manda um DM, porque ultimamente eu tô meio sem criatividade. E acho que eu passei umas 2 semanas sem episódio. Porque, enfim, não vou ficar me justificando aqui. Mas eu tô muito sem inspiração. Acho que é o fim de ano. O fim de ano tá me matando. O último episódio foi um grande desabafo sobre isso, né? Então, vamos lá, vamos lá. Eu lembrei de The Middle hoje. Eu queria muito falar dessa série porque eu amo. Então, let's start. Have you ever watched The Middle? The Middle is one of those sitcoms that were on Warner on TV. And I remember when I was younger, I used to watch Friends, The Big Bang Theory, The Middle, Two and a Half Men, like all those TV shows on Warner, the TV channel. And I loved The Middle so much, so much. But a few years later, when we started having streamings like Netflix and HBO Max and everything, The Middle wasn't in any of these streamings. So I feel like people don't talk a lot about it. But this year or last year, maybe, HBO Max added The Middle to their catalog. And I could see that a lot of people started watching it. And it's so good. Let me tell you what it's about. The Middle, it's about a family. You've probably seen this family somewhere. It's a mother, a father, and three kids. And they are a typical American family. They live in a small town and they are poor. They survive with the money that they make. So they are a typical American family that doesn't live the American dream, right? And there are three kids. They are so weird. I love it. Okay, it's two boys and one girl. Let's start with the oldest. The oldest boy he's called Axel, and he's a football player. He's super popular. The girls love him, but he's a jerk. Do you know this word in English? Jerk. He's an idiot. He's an asshole with his siblings. And because he thinks he's better than everyone, but he is incredibly dumb. Do you know dumb in English? Dumb is the opposite of intelligent. He's so dumb. But it's fine because he's an athlete and he's very popular. So that's it about him. I love Axel. I laugh so much when he's on screen. I love it. Okay, and then we have the middle child. It's a girl. Her name is Sue. She is so weird and she's not popular at all. At all. She's not very smart either. And she's the definition of a loser. When the classic term loser, especially in school. She's a loser. Poor girl. She's so sweet. She's the best kid for her parents. But oh my God, she's not very intelligent. She's not very talented at anything. Anything. She tries so hard to be good at things and she can never be. And it's so funny to see her just trying to survive school and her brother being one of her bullies, basically. I love it. I love it. And then we have the youngest. He's the weirdest of all. The strangest kid ever. He is he has so many specific habits. He's a reader, so he loves books. He's totally antisocial. He hates social situations. He doesn't have a lot of friends. And it's so funny because eventually he gets a girlfriend and it's the weirdest relationship ever. But he starts as a kid and then he grows up during the series. And he's so weird because he reads a lot of books, he can't socialize with other people, and he has some ticks. Tick, it's literally like cheeky, you know? He's a little, he's not normal. So he has weird ticks of like repeating himself and he can't look people in the eyes and he's so weird, but okay. And the wife is she tries to be like the best mom she can, but at the same time, it's so funny because she doesn't try to be the perfect mom. And actually, she can't cook. She doesn't clean her house very well. It's funny because she accepts that she's not the perfect mother and not the perfect wife, and she's totally fine with it. I love Frankie. She is so relatable. Relatable. Do you know this word? I love this word in English. Relatable. É aquela pessoa, aquela coisa, situação que você consegue se identificar. And Frankie is so relatable because she doesn't try to be the perfect mother and wife, and she accepts that she's not. And at the same time, you can see that she's the one that's keeping that family like standing, because the father is present, but at the same time, he's not emotionally present. And he leaves so many responsibilities to her. She's the one who has to deal with everything, basically. And she has to take care of the kids, but the kids are so hard. They are so weird and difficult to deal with. And you start feeling sorry for Frankie because she has to do everything by herself, everything alone. And the kids are so irresponsible and they demand like exigem. They demand so much attention from her. I feel tired watching Frankie live in this TV show. And then we have the husband, Mike, and he's an emotionally distant father. He's present and he's the one who pays the bills. No, 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 no. Frankie works too. Like she works a lot. And also she's a mother and she's a wife and she takes care of the house because the husband works too, but he doesn't do anything around the house. And all the emotional stuff, Frankie has to deal with it by herself, and he doesn't help a lot with that. He's not a bad husband and father, but he's not a good one either. And this TV show is so good because they are like a real family. The characters are exaggerated and they are very weird and you don't see that so often in real life, but it's so funny because you can see them growing up and surviving and becoming better people, and with time the kids grow up and they start being affectionate with each other and protecting each other because in the beginning they are so young, so they hate each other, siblings. Siblings, if you don't know siblings are brothers and sisters together, siblings. So the siblings in the beginning, they are super young, so they're terrible with each other. But with time, they grow up and it's so nice to see their relationship. And you can see them going to college and becoming friends and starting relationships. It's so, so nice. And I think it's pretty fun too because they are a family that lives in a small town in the US. And you can see them living in the US. So you can see situations like they go to the supermarket, but they don't have money to pay for everything. They use coupons and they talk about the products. And then you have the holidays, so you can see how they celebrate the holidays. They live in a neighborhood where they know their neighbors, so you can see the relationship between the neighbors and what it's like to live in a small town in America. I love seeing those aspects. And also, it's so good because you can see how kids uh how the schools work there. So you can see the kids going to school and all the things they need to do, the sports they participate, the classes that they take, and the system, the American school system. You can also see through the TV show with comedy, and it's in a very light way, but it's so fun learning about this stuff and seeing how they live there. The show is called The Middle because they live in a city in the middle of nowhere, like literally no meio do nada, in the middle of nowhere. And it's so fun watching them live and go through so many situations and grow up. I love it. It's really funny. And if you don't know the difference between fun and funny, fun é algo mais pro divertido. Tem a ver com diversão. Por isso que a gente fala have fun. Funny é que tem a ver com comédia e ser engraçado. It's different things. So the show is fun and it's so funny. There are some seasons that I laughed out loud. Oh my God, I love this show. I want to rewatch it because it's so good. And just to leave you with this recommendation, it's also so, so good to practice your English because first, they are American, they are classic American families. So they use classic expressions in American English that are super useful for conversation. And also because you learn about the culture. So there are a lot of cultural things that you will learn because of the TV show. So the vocabulary is pretty useful. You can use the vocabulary that you learn on this TV show for everything in life. It's a school vocabulary, house vocabulary, work vocabulary, family. So it's words and expressions that you use in daily life. So it's so, so good for that. It's a great recommendation. They don't speak very fast, but at the same time, they have a lot of references to the American lifestyle, so it's nice to learn that too. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you about this TV show because I feel like not a lot of people watch it. And it's such a good show to practice your English. And if I can give you a suggestion is watch, take your time to watch. Okay, you don't need to watch everything so fast. There are a lot of seasons. It's not very old, but it's a long TV show. It went by many years. So if I can give you a suggestion is try watching the same episode two times. One time with Portuguese subtitles and the other with English subtitles. So you can compare and learn new vocabulary words, so you can understand what they're talking. It's really nice to work on your English, on your fluency. And let me know if you want more recommendations of TV shows and movies and music to learn English and to improve your fluency because I have a lot of them. English is my life. English is all around me. So if there's something that I have for you, it's recommendations. So let me know which type of recommendation you'd like. And I hope I'll see you in the next episode. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you learned something new on this episode. I would love to know that. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.